Let's go to the next story. Next story is the following. Retirement age, okay? Most Americans think 63 is the perfect age to retire, but they're dead wrong. Here's the big number to bet on. You ready, folks? Earmuffs. If you're that age, 63 or higher, and you're thinking retirement, you're probably not going to like this story. So I want you to brace for impact on what number they're giving away here. It doesn't start with the number 6. Okay, so let's go through it. According to a 2024 Mass Mutual Retirement Happiness Study, most Americans, retirees, pre-retirees, consider 63 to be the ideal age for retirement, with an average retirement age of 62, which coincides with the earliest age for claiming Social Security benefits. Today's retirees are coming close to that mark, but future retirees may find it difficult to retire in their early 60s. More than a third of pre-retirees, 35%, report that their retirement savings are short of where they would need to be to completely retire at an ideal age, according to Mass Mutual study. Meanwhile, 34% of pre-retirees believe that there's a decent chance they would outlive their savings, with 22% of retirees sharing the same concern. Put simply, retiring 62 or 63 may be popular, but this may not be ideal when you consider all the factors that are in place. Your Social Security benefits would roughly be 30% lower if you retire at 62 versus full retirement age 67, depending on where you were born, according to new Social Security Administration. Another factor to consider is longevity. As of 2023, overall life expectancy in the U.S. is 78 years old, according to Centers CDC. However, typical Americans' life expectancy can stretch into 80s and even 90s, depending on their gender, date of birth, and state, according to the Yale School of Public Health. In other words, if you retire at 62, you may need to ensure that your nest egg is big enough to keep you afloat for up to 3 decades. When you consider all the data and eligibility, it may seem the ideal window for retirement may be around 67 years old. Okay, so what do you think about this, Jeff?
You got to work as long as you can. I mean, it's a simple truth. I know, like you said, people don't want to hear that, but it's the actual truth. I mean, not only are we living longer, the cost of living longer continues to go up. I mean, healthcare prices continue to spiral. We haven't fixed those yet, so you got to factor that in. You got to work as long as you can.
Tom, thoughts?
I'm looking for a statistic here, Rob. Maybe you can help me. I read that 30% of your lifetime medical costs will have happened in the last 18 months of your life. And so you need to be ready for that so that you're not wiped out prematurely, number one. Number two is I look at a lot of people that I know. They want to work and they want to stay active. Now, do they want the same job they did? If they were a mechanic at Ford with the arthritis, can they continue to be a mechanic at Ford? No. Could they be a tutor or a teacher part-time? Sure, they could. I know a lot of people that want to stay active. And you look at them, and I'm serious, I look around the people I know, they say, I'd like to keep doing something, but I'd like to keep doing something that I enjoy doing, and it's not walking up and down a Florida beach with a metal detector. I really want to do something I enjoy, but I'm not going to work that much, but I want the social aspect of it, and I want to feel productive. People that talk about, also, I think there's a average lifespan for people that take permanent retirement and actually do nothing, not even community service or volunteering. It's shocking that how much shorter the lifespan is versus the people that do something in terms of community service or keeping their 30% of your lifetime medical hit in your final 18 months. Yep, there it is. So you better be ready for that so that, number one, you can pay for it. What's a good way to do that? Get some basic benefits from a company that's willing to pay you part-time and do something you really love doing and stay active.
Makes sense. Brandon.
Yeah, so remember we talked about that time that if you for 40 years, you make $60,000 a year. You give 10% of that to the S&P every year. You end up with $2.3 million after 40 years. So that's one thing. We've conditioned people to not save like that because of the stupid FDR Social Security stuff that got people into the state of not having to save money. And they just create this mindset of, okay, Social Security, 401k, you're going to be good. Don't worry about it. But nobody's good for it. It's I think at $5 million is probably the number that you need to retire if you retire at 70. To not be stressed out, but it's offensive to think that people will still want to retire in their 60s. Like that was the age in the 1930s. So, I would make fun of anybody who tried to make the case for retirement in their 60s. So.
If you can do it, and you chose to do it, it is what it is. If you set yourself up, if you say, well, I'm going to retire whatever age I want. Listen, if that's what you want to do, what I've noticed is people who retire early, they're typically miserable, okay? And I'm not talking about everybody. The happiest people I know, my dad's one of the happiest people I met in my life. He's 83 years old, he's still working, okay? And I have relatives that stop working in their 40s. They're the most miserable people I've met in my life, ever, because they stop working. So it's not even about the money, and oh my God, life is not all about work, and no, it's not about that. It's about contributing. It's about constantly being seen as that person is needed. My dad till today is needed. We need him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we need him. There's a value for the individual to say, this family needs me. Dad, we need you to go pick up the kids. We need you to go drop off the kids. Man, I am still needed to exist and live and serve and give. We need this, so that element of being there. But for some people, like Rob ran a poll right now. If you look at the poll, it's interesting what it looks like. If you can pull this up, what age do you plan on retiring? Look at this. Some people put before 60, 22%, early 60s, 25%, late 60s, 24%, 70 plus, 29%. Our audience, 29% are planning on working to past 70. The people that want to work past 70, I want to have dinner with you, okay? I want to meet you. I respect you. Everybody, I like all of you guys that you're watching this. But the people that are 70 plus, we should have dinner with all the people that are in the 70 plus category, and we should do it later on when we're 70 plus and everybody's got a job or a business. We sit down and talk to each other.
Well, in my experience, one of the reasons why early retirees are, as you said, miserable, because a lot of them are, is because they continuously fret about having enough savings. They're always a slave to the market. Am I going to make enough in the stock market?
Yep.
And like you said, the idea that the government's going to cover you, that has been embedded in the national psyche, and that needs to go away completely. But even those who realize that the government's not going to be there, is the market up today? Is it going to be up next week?
Yeah.
Oh my God, if the market goes down, what if we go into a recession? What am I going to do? That's why they're miserable. So if you work as long as you can and get the earned income, or save, God forbid, what you actually need for retirement, that's where the happiness
Okay.
comes.
If you got big plans for 2026, I am telling you right now, I can't tell you how many conversations we're having about business planning. There's a reason why we went less than 22 hours to Dallas and come back, because we want to see exactly what's happening with 2026. We're planning for our family, for our businesses, ourselves. And if 2026 is a big year for you as well, I want you to watch this clip. Rob, can you go to the clip with the Jenga to show them what happens when it comes onto business plan and how all of these things are necessary? Go ahead, Rob.
Business is a lot like Jenga. Every piece matters. You need a vision. Do this carefully. Ooh. You need capital. You definitely need capital. Let's put this here. Ooh, listen, hanging on one piece here, by the way. You need the right team, for sure.
This almost fell off, by the way.
You need sales. As good as this looks, if your foundation isn't built on a good business plan, you know what happens? The whole thing crumbles. If you have big plans for 2026, on December 12th, I'm hosting an event called the Business Planning Workshop, where all day we go through the 12 building blocks of writing an effective business plan. So this doesn't happen to you. If you haven't get registered, click on the link below. Let's spend an entire day together on December 12th. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Folks, click on the link below, get registered. You can watch it with your friends, family, and this is going to be people watching this from 100 plus countries, and you can find a way to just get registered at the lowest level, or you can find a way to be on the screen so everybody can see each other, and at the end we'll do a Q&A for 90 minutes. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here, and if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.